March 1st, 2025, Toronto Elimination Chamber. Across the street from the arena where he announced his retirement just 238 days earlier.
Will be the last WrestleMania I compete in.
John Cena turned heel, the franchise, the leader of the C Nation, Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect, the man who had granted more Make-A-Wishes than anyone in history, turned his back on everything he ever stood for. Why? One reason. Something he'd been chasing since 2017. Number 17. But what should have been the most shocking and era-defining heel run in wrestling history has turned out to be a complete dud. Boring matches, recycled promos, and somehow teaming with Logan Paul. It's been a disaster. So today, with the help of us at TGC, we're going to be fixing it. We're rewriting Cena's heel run from day one. This is how it should have gone down. Nearly 2 decades to the date, John Cena comes out of the spot he knows very well, the number 30 spot. The scene in the ring right now is that of a post-war battlefield. The participants include AJ Styles, CM Punk, Jey Uso, Dominic Mysterio, Carmelo Hayes, and Braun Breaker. Cena rushes the ring and goes for his signature moves on everyone and is met with a chorus of cheers. Braun Breaker creeps up behind Cena and meets him with a vicious spear, which leaves Cena out of the match momentarily. Cena gets his senses back and there are 3 other people in the ring: Braun Breaker, Dominic Mysterio, and CM Punk. As Braun and Punk are fighting in the corner, Dom sees Cena and throws him over the ropes. But Cena skins the cat. As Cena is dangling from the ropes, Dom gets heat. Cena gets back in the ring and throws Dom over. Cena and Punk then stare down a fresh Braun Breaker and team up together to eliminate him. It's a familiar scene now, as Cena and Punk go face to face for the first time in 12 years with a shot at main eventing WrestleMania on the line. And after a long back and forth exchange between the former foes, Punk gets the better of Cena as he throws him over the top rope and looks over a dejected and hopeless John Cena. There was no hope from the guy you look to for hope.
Last chance at number 17 on the Raw After the Rumble, it's announced that Cena's in the Chamber qualifying match, pitted against another veteran who's trying to lay claim to a shot at WrestleMania, Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio enters the match with a banged up knee, which Cena notices, and Cena works over and submits him with an STF. So now Cena's in the Elimination Chamber, with the other participants being Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, Drew McIntyre, and Sheamus. Cena enters last. It's Jey Uso, Sami, and AJ in the ring. As he enters the ring, he rehashes some old rivalries with Sami and AJ, eliminating them both. The final 2 are Jey Uso and John Cena. John Cena looks completely different from what he did a month prior at the Royal Rumble. John Cena looks enraged and brings it to Jey Uso, allowing no offense from Jey, and starts bludgeoning him to the point where Jey starts bleeding. As he starts bleeding, John Cena locks in a bulldog choke on Jey, causing him to pass out. The canvas is covered in blood, and although the crowd is cheering since Cena punched his ticket to Mania, the fans are also disturbed at the sight of seeing Jey Uso covered in his own blood.
The Raw After Chamber kicks off with Cena being interviewed by Michael Cole. Cole begins to question Cena's actions at Chamber, but Cena brushes it off and goes on to address his opponent at Mania, the ring general Gunther. Cena says Gunther has never faced anyone like him, and he says it isn't just a date that he's trying to make, and he's giving it his all, for the fans, for himself, and for number 17. Gunther's music hits and he goes down to the ring, laughing at Cena with a mic in hand. Gunther says that he's excited to be the one who beat Cena in his last Mania, and he reminds him that this isn't the old days, and at Mania, he's going to tear him limb by limb and use Cena as the greatest stepping stone in his career thus far. Cena acknowledges Gunther and the challenge that he will be, but nothing will stop him from getting to 17. Gunther suggests that before Cena tries to beat him, he needs to test himself against European elegance and Ludwig Kaiser. Cena accepts the challenge, and GM Adam Pearce makes it official for the next week. Next week, Cena faces off with Kaiser, and much like Chamber, shows more signs of aggressiveness and precision, barely making any mistakes and cutting off every sign of life that Kaiser tried to create. Cena defeats Kaiser by submission, holding on until the ref has to pull him off. But after the bell rings, that stone-faced, daunting mask is gone, and he's back to the Cena we all know. Like he almost doesn't realize the changes in his actions. In the following weeks, Gunther gets the upper hand against Cena on the mic. He isn't the old off-the-wall Cena who would eviscerate guys on the mic anymore, and Gunther is a different beast. On the Raw before Mania, Cena has had enough, and he lashes out and takes it to Gunther. With the two engaging in a brawl having to be separated multiple times, it's clear the 2 men want to tear each other apart. It's time for the main event. What very well could be Cena's last chance at 17, and a chance for Gunther to be forever regarded as the guy who beat John Cena in his last WrestleMania. Cena starts the match off aggressive, relying on strength, trying to take down Gunther and wear him down, but to no avail. Whether it be because of his age or loss of athleticism, or because of the sheer power and expertise of the ring general, Cena can't seem to get the upper hand in the early stages of the match. Cena takes a second to gather himself and attacks the match with a different gameplay, trying to use his veteran instincts and experience to get the upper hand on Gunther, at times getting close, but in the present day, nobody has better instincts or a mind for the game like Gunther, countering every hold, getting out of every submission, avoiding Cena's punches and flurries of offense, and shutting down everything before Cena can get any momentum. Cena makes one more attempt at gaining momentum, going through his entire arsenal until he's stopped in his tracks by Gunther's own version of the 5 moves to doom: a lariat, a dropkick, a powerbomb, a splash, and befittingly, The Final Symphony, putting an end to Cena's WrestleMania career and completely shattering the hearts of the fans in attendance as they watch the hero fall. Cena looks distraught as 17 slips away, and Gunther raises the title, having taken the soul of every fan in the building, and they can't do a thing about it. May 12th, 2025. 2 weeks after his WrestleMania loss, Cena returns to WWE TV. Cena is all business, and as he is given the mic, he announces he will be calling his shot for the upcoming Money in the Bank match, skipping the qualifiers entirely and wishing the competitors good luck, as he'll be getting in the ring with a version of Cena with a new sense of urgency as he runs at a pass to the ultimate goal of 17.
Money in the Bank, Saturday, June 7, 2025. The men's ladder match includes a stacked field of Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, Rey Fenix, Braun Breaker, Penta, and John Cena. This particularly hellacious ladder match ends with Cena intercepting Andrade from getting the briefcase and FUing him off the ladder, stealing the title shot for himself. However, his night isn't finished with this victory.
During the main event, CM Punk defeats Cody Rhodes. Only for Cena's music to hit. Punk is still recovering, but is ready for a fight. Looking at the entrance ramp, waiting for Cena to appear. John Cena ambushes him from behind with the Money in the Bank briefcase, beating him down. Cena stalks him as the bell rings and the match is now official. Cena hits an FU and wins his record-breaking 17th world title in the most ruthless and surprising ways possible, as the crowd is in dismay. The man once universally loved is met in total disgust. 13 years after Cena gave Punk a warning beforehand, Cena now rips the title from Punk's hands in a way none thought possible. It marks Cena's full heel turn, a desperate man no longer chasing respect, but obsessed with reclaiming the top spot, no matter what the cost is.
The Raw after Money in the Bank. Sami Zayn confronts John Cena, demanding answers for his actions. Why he did what he did. Why he took out CM Punk at the expense of championship number 17. Cena brushes him off, saying, "Sami, don't you worry about it. You wouldn't understand what it takes to be a world champion." Sami slaps Cena, and the two begin trading blows. The confrontation ends with Sami catching Cena with a haluva kick, leaving the crowd stunned. Later in the week on SmackDown, a star-studded 6-man tag match is announced. Sami Zayn teams with the Motor City Machine Guns to face John Cena and DIY. Towards the end of the match, Cena walks out on his team, abandoning DIY. Sami takes advantage of the chaos in the ring right now, and picks up the win by pinning Gargano. At Night of Champions, John Cena faces off with Sami Zayn, one-on-one for the Undisputed Championship. The two have a back-and-forth competitive match, filled with Cena being a chicken shit heel, leaving the ring at any time Sami tries to get momentum, using the ref as a shield multiple times and stopping Sami in his tracks, with acts only scum would commit. Sami finally gets momentum towards the latter half of the match, though having Cena in his sights for a haluva kick. The crowd rises. They feel it in the air. This is it. Sami is finally going to capture a world championship. But as Sami struggles to run, he is met halfway with one of the nastiest lariats ever. Cena is done with the games. He picks Sami up and gives an FU, then drags him to the middle of the ring and locks in the STFU. To the sounds of boos and anger raining on from the crowd and yacht, Cena stands tall, almost looking slighted at the fact that Sami thought he had a chance, and angry because at times, Sami really did. Sunday, August 3rd, 2025, Night 2 of SummerSlam. Will this be the night of redemption for Punk or the night for glory for Cena? For much of their match, Cena seemed to be too much for Punk throughout, cutting off nearly every attempt at a comeback that Punk tried to go for, physically overpowering Punk with stiff lariats, punches, and every other move in his bag. Towards the end of the match, Punk has Cena rocked in the middle of the ring and goes for a last-ditch roundhouse kick, but gets countered by Cena, allowing Cena to take the leg and lock in the STFU Bulldog choke. Despite Punk scratching and clawing for the ropes with every bit of life left in him, he loses consciousness only fingertips away from being able to break the hold as the ref rings the bell. Cena has to be pulled off by the ref as a lifeless Punk is laid out in the ring courtesy of the GOAT yet again. Cena wraps the belt around his waist and walks down the ramp as the show fades to black. He has triumphed over CM Punk one more time, possibly for the final time. While Cena is backstage getting interviewed by Kathy Kelly, an old rival pops up into the frame
AJ Styles. AJ congratulates Cena on number 17 and runs the idea of a match between them one more time. Cena scoffs and says that AJ should earn a shot at the championship just like he had to do. And to the surprise of Cena, AJ agrees. So later that night, 2 triple threats are announced for the next episode of Raw. Penta, Sheamus, Punk in one, and AJ Braun, Finn in the other. The winner of the two will face off for a chance to face Cena and Paris. The next week comes around with Sheamus and AJ win the triple threats, and will now face each other in the main event. The two veterans put on an in-ring masterclass, chess move after chess move, power versus finesse, with AJ taking advantage of a dazed Sheamus and winning with phenomenal forearm. So the match is set. AJ and Cena, one last time. 2 old rivals hashing out again on international soil. Cena and AJ haven't lost it, going hold for hold, move for move, punch for punch, battle wit. The two have seemed to have figured each other out until Cena escapes with the win. It's another win for the retirement tour. On the next week on Raw, Cena is cutting a promo. While cutting the promo, John Cena gets snuck up by Randy Orton and hit with an RKO. The two engage in promo battles the next couple of weeks, running down the evolution they have been on, Cena bad and Randy good. It felt like Bizarro World. At Survivor Series, Randy Orton, John Cena make their way to the ring. The two face off. The crowd has a dueling chants of "Let's go Cena" and "Let's go Orton." The atmosphere is insane. Orton, Cena, one last time. The two have a bomb fest, exchanging in finishers and big moves. They're going through tables, super A's, and crazy RKOs. Cena ends up getting Randy on his shoulders and hits back-to-back FUs to end the match and retain against one of his greatest rivals.
November 31st, 2025, Monday Night Raw, Chicago. A disgruntled old man makes his way to the ring with a chain around his neck. Punk grabs a mic and makes his plans clear. For the final time in Boston, Cena versus Punk. Cena's last match against his greatest rival. Punk says how much of a hell Cena made this year. Punk says that this isn't just a match for the championship, but a match for pride. A match to finally kill the ghost he was always chasing. To put this Cena reign to an end, for a better future for the company and the business. Because the business is filled with fake politicians like Cena who will sell their soul to get their way. Punk drops the challenge, a dog collar match, and states that at Saturday Night Main Event, he will walk him like a dog and finally put him down. The following week, Cena makes his way to the ring and states that he heard the challenge and it intrigues him. Not just the match, but the fact that Punk just doesn't give up, doesn't just let this rivalry go. He says Punk is obsessed with him because he is what Punk always wanted to be, a dynasty, the main man, the face who runs the place. He says Punk can drop 6 more pipe bombs, he can go away for another 7 years and go to another company, but he will never be what he claims to hate Cena for being. Punk interrupts, says it's gotta be him to put Cena down and take back the reins, because it should have always been him. He should have been the guy. He should have been the man, but because of politicians like Cena, he was always held back until he was undeniable. Says he was always better than Cena, and at Saturday Night Main Event, he will leave with what's left of Cena's soul and lay him to rest. December 13th, Punk, Cena, one more time. Cena and Punk were always tied together because of their iconic rivalry, but tonight they're literally tied together, and Cena takes advantage, whipping Punk with the chain, just overpowering Punk at every turn, busting Punk open and leaving the mat stained red. Punk fights back, scratching and clawing. Literally, he wants to kill Cena. Then he hits Cena with a screwdriver, leaving the face of the company stained red. The two fight till they can't, both exhausted from throwing everything they have at each other and just fighting like they were fighting to live, because they were. Punk is on the ropes, struggling to keep himself up. When Cena tries to build momentum with a shoulder tackle, Punk ducks. Cena is over the ring, dangling, and Punk is pulling on the chain until Cena is hanging there, fighting for just a gasp of air. Punk keeps pulling, and Cena fades. The match is over. Cena is done in the match and in his career. The crowd is disturbed and saddened, even though Cena has been such a douche for the last year. He's given him so many moments. Punk has won, but his face doesn't tell that story. He looks almost remorseful. He did what he had to do for the greater good, but it saddens him that Cena was the guy he had to do it to. Cena gets up, grabs the championship, walks to Punk, who still looks like he just had to put down an old friend. Cena hands Punk the belt, raises Punk's hand. Cena walks out one more time, being cheered, being loved, and being adored even after all that, because who Cena is shine through even in his darkest moments. Cena and Punk acknowledge each other one more time before the show goes off air with a nod, and Cena's career is officially over.